Dragon Ball Daima is the latest installment in the Dragon Ball franchise and is currently streaming on both Crunchyroll and, for the first time ever, Netflix. If you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, I highly recommend you check it out. As of now, we are on episode 3, where Goku's journey into the Demon Realm has officially begun. For those of you who might be out of the loop, I suggest watching one of my recent videos titled Everything You Need to Know About Dragon Ball Daima. It's the perfect way to catch up before diving into the series, and once you've done that, feel free to come back here to join the discussion. Now, for the fans who've been following along with the story and stayed up to date with all the promotional material, you'd probably know that for much of the year there wasn't a whole lot of content related to Daima. Trailers were sparse, just one every other month, and the companies behind the series released very little information overall. During this time, it was Geekdom 101 who stepped up and took the initiative to build excitement for Daima. He did this by dropping a slew of groundbreaking spoilers that got the community talking. From unveiling the newest characters in the very first episode to introducing the mysterious Demon Realm Dragon Balls, Geekdom 101 revealed key details about Daima that were previously under wraps. There are even some teasers we haven't seen play out yet, which might very well break the internet when they do. I've covered most of these spoilers in my own Daima spoilers video, but there's one in particular that really stands out, something that's as buzzworthy as the infamous Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta rumor. It's possible that this spoiler is the Super Saiyan 3 one, but it's been coded in a way that makes it more difficult to decipher. As many of you know, Geekdom is somewhat restricted in terms of what he can reveal, so he didn't go into much detail as he has with previous spoilers, but make no mistake, he gave us plenty to think about. In one of his most recent live streams following the release of episode 1, Geekdom dropped a major hint about a curse being placed on one of the main characters. While the curse itself isn't the part that will break the internet, it's intriguing nonetheless, since Daima is set to dive deeper into the themes of magic and sorcery. It makes sense that curses will play a role in the story at some point. We've already been introduced to a character resembling a witch, someone who looks a lot like Baba, although she hasn't made her official appearance in Daima yet. There's a good chance she's involved in casting this curse. This whole setup is reminiscent of how Baba used magic to place people under his control, turning them into Majins, except for Vegeta, who we'll discuss later. It seems like there's much more to this curse, something significant that could be the major reveal we've all been waiting for. Geekdom further elaborated on the curse by mentioning that it will affect someone with round ears. Now, if you've been paying close attention to the character crew in Dragon Ball Daima, the only character this could be referring to is Goku, Vegeta, and Bulma. It's fairly obvious that Bulma isn't going to be the one who gets cursed, which leaves behind us two heavyweights, Goku and Vegeta. Geekdom goes on to explain that the curse will cause the individual's ears to change from round to pointy, a massive revelation for several reasons. Firstly, it was recently revealed that the pointy ears are symbolic of someone being a Majin, not like Majin Buu, but a demon Majin. Namekians and Kais, for example, come from the Demon Realm and have pointy ears. On the other hand, mortals from the Living Realm tend to have rounder ears, so if Goku and Vegeta end up with pointy ears, it opens up the door for countless intriguing theories. Let's talk about Goku first. Many YouTubers, myself included, have speculated about the possibility of Goku obtaining a Super Saiyan 4 form in Daima. This theory gained traction early on because Daima initially appeared to be a spiritual successor to Dragon Ball GT. If you're interested, check out my video where I explore this theory more in depth. For me, the idea stemmed from the fact that each major Dragon Ball series introduced a groundbreaking transformation. Super Saiyan in Dragon Ball Z, Super Saiyan 4 in GT, Ultra Instinct in Super, and even Grade 8 form in the original series. These transformations became defining moments that helped to sell each series, especially in the anime world. Naturally, I assumed that Daima would need its own signature transformation to cement its place in the franchise. However, we later learned that Dragon Ball Daima is set roughly a month after the Buu saga, but before the events of Dragon Ball Super. This revelation made it clear that Goku wouldn't be getting the same Super Saiyan 4 form as we saw in GT, since the events in Daima would have to stay contained within that time period. As we know, Goku never referenced the events of Daima and Super, nor does he ever transform into Super Saiyan 4. Even though this seemed to rule out Super Saiyan 4 as we know it from GT, I still believe that some variation of the form could make an appearance, rewritten in a way that fits the story, much like how Broly's backstory was adapted for Dragon Ball Super Broly. If Goku does indeed gain a new form in Daima, it could be explained as something unique to the Demon Realm, which would also explain why we don't see him use it in later arcs. It would essentially be a form Goku can only tap into while in the Demon Realm, perhaps due to his magical properties or the specific circumstances of the Demon Realm itself. It would essentially be a form Goku can only tap into while in the Demon Realm, perhaps due to its magical properties or the specific circumstances of the realm itself. If Goku is the only one who gets cursed, this could very well be the key to unlocking a new form or transformation, potentially even something akin to Super Saiyan 4. The parallels between Daima and GT are striking, so it wouldn't be surprising if Toriyama decided to revisit the concept of Super Saiyan 4 with his own unique spin. Now, you might be thinking, but Super Saiyan 4 doesn't have pointy ears. However, the Grade 8 form, which is the first step towards achieving Super Saiyan 4, does have pointy ears. Specifically, the Golden Ozaru transformation requires the individual to already be a Super Saiyan before they can turn into a Grade 8. Given that the Grade 8s have pointy ears, it's not unreasonable to think that this could be a hint towards some kind of Ozaru transformation or a variation of Super Saiyan 4. Whether or not Goku will fully achieve this form remains to be seen, but the groundwork is certainly there, and the possibility is exciting to consider. If a curse were to turn Goku into a Grade 8, there would definitely need to be a solid explanation for that transformation. As we've learned, simply having pointy ears doesn't automatically make someone a Majin, but in this case it could mean something different. During the live stream, a viewer asked about the significance of great apes having pointy ears and how that might tie into a broader narrative. Geekdom hinted that we will learn more about the Saiyans as Daima progresses, though he quickly changed the topic afterward. Whether this was an intentional slip or a subtle clue, it certainly grabbed my attention. This raised an interesting question. Did Saiyans originally come from the demon realm? Historically, the Saiyans have never been linked to demons, at least not until the story of Yamoshi. Yamoshi was a righteous Saiyan who stood against corruption, but he was ultimately overpowered and killed by a group of evil Saiyans. These Saiyans were so malevolent that they were regarded as demons, and because Yamoshi was slain by them, he couldn't find peace in the afterlife. This ties into the lore of Dragon Ball, where being killed by a demon prevented one's soul from passing to the afterlife. Interestingly, in Battle of Gods, the only depiction we get of these evil Saiyans is in their grade 8 forms. Now, if Saiyans had originated from the demon realm, you expect them to have pointy ears in their base forms, but they don't. Still, there's a possibility that they could be descendants of beings who did have pointy ears. Their Ozaru form, for example, might resemble an ancestor from the demon realm, which could explain some of these connections. While I personally have some reservations about this theory, it's definitely within the realm of possibility. Another perspective is that the Ozaru form itself could be viewed as a curse. Perhaps instead of the Saiyans having direct ties to the demon realm, the form was forced upon them as a curse by someone from that realm. This theory would account for some unknown part of the Saiyan history that we haven't yet explored. It also aligns with what Geekdom hinted earlier about learning more about the Saiyans' past. Personally, I will find more peace with this explanation rather than the idea that the Saiyans descended directly from the demon realm. Whether the curse transforms Goku into a Super Saiyan 4, a grade 8, or a combination of both, I could see this as a direction Daima might take, particularly if Goku is the chosen one to bear the curse. The grade 8 form has always been tied to Saiyan heritage, and adding a dynamic layer to it would certainly shake things up in a fascinating way. While it's certainly possible that Vegeta also could learn to turn into a grade 8 and potentially evolve into Super Saiyan 4, I don't believe the story will take this direction for him for several reasons. First, Vegeta is rarely, if ever, allowed to outshine Goku when it comes to transformations. The only time Vegeta had an upper hand in terms of power was during the Cell Saga when he attained the grade 2 Super Saiyan form. However, even then, Goku quickly surpassed him by mastering the form, leaving Vegeta trailing behind once again. This is, after all, a story from Akira Toriyama, so it's hard to imagine Vegeta ever being given more time in the spotlight than Goku, especially when it comes to something as significant as a new transformation. While Vegeta could theoretically transform into an Ozaru, I just don't see that being the chosen path for his character development. That being said, there is another intriguing possibility for Vegeta that hasn't fully been explored yet, the idea that he may eventually transform into a Super Saiyan 3. This is something that has been hinted at but not explained in detail. Personally, I'm curious about how Vegeta would achieve this form, especially since Super Saiyan 3 has always been portrayed as something rare and difficult to attain. Throughout the franchise, only 3 characters have ever used this form, and all of them reached it through extraordinary or unnatural circumstances. Given that context, it's hard to imagine Vegeta simply gaining the form on his own. However, a curse from the demon realm could provide the catalyst for Vegeta's transformation into Super Saiyan 3. It might work similarly to how the MajinBird from Babidi amplified his power, allowing him to fight evenly with Goku, who had been training for 7 years and benefited from the enhancements of his dead body. If Vegeta were cursed in this way, the Majin-like power boost could push him to new heights, unlocking Super Saiyan 3 as a result. This would definitely be a jaw-dropping moment for fans. As for the idea of Vegeta gaining pointy ears as a side effect of this curse, I don't think it would change much about his character or his transformation. It's been hinted that Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 form would look much differently from Goku's, possibly resembling the old design concept for the transformation. Perhaps the curse plays into why Vegeta's version of the form would be visually distinctive from Goku's. We haven't had all the details yet, but I believe it's a plausible theory. In summary, while Vegeta could take on the grade 8 path, I think it's more likely that the curse will explore a different angle, one where he transforms into Super Saiyan 3 as a result of the curse. This would align with the history of the Majin influence on Vegeta and could introduce an exciting new chapter for his character. And this could potentially explain why Vegeta has a change of heart during his speech to Goku in the Buu Saga. Achieving Super Saiyan 3 might have altered his perspective on always needing to be the best or surpass Goku. Dragon Ball Super rekindled this rivalry between Goku and Vegeta, but many fans weren't thrilled with how it was handled. If we receive some form of explanation for Vegeta's shifting mindset, especially one tied to a new transformation like Super Saiyan 3, it might make the storyline more plausible for viewers. Vegeta realizing that he can also attain the same level of power as Goku could reignite their competitive dynamic, adding a fresh layer of complexity to their relationship. These are just my thoughts though. I'd love to hear what you all think, so feel free to share your ideas in the comment section below. Oh, you're still there. Well,
hello there.
If you're still watching at this point in the video, it's for 2 possible reasons. Either A, you're a die-hard MajinBird fan, or B, you're the type of person who likes to see things through to the end. Either way, you're my type of viewer, those I feel I can truly connect with. That said, let me tell you how things go down over here on MajinBird. I love Dragon Ball, so you see me making all kinds of Dragon Ball content on this channel. This can range from what-if theories, explanations, and my personal takes. These different topics are sorted by thumbnail or title. If the video says what if, then that's what it is. Look for a thumbnail that looks like fan art. What ifs will mainly be uploaded to the Patreon. There you'll find all kinds of what if theories very soon. I usually post episode 1 on the channel, but the continuation will be on Patreon. If the video title asks a question, it's usually a take of mine, me giving an opinion about a specific topic or idea. In videos with thumbnails like this, white border, or explanation videos, look there to learn something new or revisit older topics you enjoy hearing. Make sense so far? The last thing I want to tell you guys is about the official Discord, Dragon Ball HQ. Here, I'd like to build a wholesome community of Dragon Ball fans where we can discuss the miracle that is Dragon Ball. See you there.